when last you guys were here. Welcome everybody back after a long hiatus to Rime of the Frostmaiden. When last you guys were here, you had the Icewind Dale was wrapped in snow and ice, the entire world locked into an everlasting winter. You had just survived the torment of Sunblight and his dragon made out of Shardland that destroyed a couple of the towns. Refugees have fled to the bigger civilizations in Bryn Shander and East Haven to be able to cling to life. You had traveled around the Icewind Dale learning more about its peoples and helping them survive and overcome the obstacles in this hard life locked in a never-ending winter, and had come to the realization that something needed to change, or that the people here would not survive much longer. You had discovered a device made by the gnomish artificer Macradius that he called the Summer Star, that seemed to have the power to hold back the Frostmaiden's curse, but only briefly. You used it to your advantage to be able to fend off several foes, but its power was extinguished. You learned that its origins came from the power and magic of an ancient civilization known as the well, hey!
I've arrived.
Of an ancient civilization whose city is locked beneath the ice. The city of Ythrin, which is of ancient origin, powerful magics that had built flying cities. You had learned of a fragment of perhaps this city that had been lodged into the ice and snow. Going to explore this spire, you discovered it not to be attached to the remainder of the city, but you did find the simulacrum of a wizard that was one of several red wizards, or several wizards of the Arcane Brotherhood that had traveled to the far north to seek out, I guess, the powers of this city. You encountered there the simulacrum of one that you had seen previously and had been burned to the stake alive in East Haven for murdering people who he needed to keep the secret of the spire. Investigating it, you met up with Velian Harpel, another one of the wizards of the Arcane Brotherhood, who also was seeking the same thing, entrance to the lost city of Ythrin. She, like you, was disappointed that this spire that had been discovered was not an entrance into the underground glaciers. She decided that the best course of action was to seek out a member of the Arcane Brotherhood's order that had been locked away in the prison of Rebel's End, that he might have arcane knowledge to how to open up the portal into this buried, lost city of supposed tremendous power. You talked with and dealt with the warden of said prison, and arranged for a scheme of false escape. After rolling really, really, really well and convincing Warden Marta Marthanis that the scheme was worthwhile, you managed to convince her to allow you, with some feigning resistance, to break out their prisoner, former member of the Arcane Brotherhood, who would have this supposed secret knowledge. You managed to arrange this daring foe escape, and you have been able to make your way all the way to almost the docks with Valish Gaunt in hand, as you have beaten down several of the guards along the way. Some of you are a little bit worse for the wear, and you have Valish with you, along with Valian, and you are making your way towards the docks where you had planned for a waterborne escape. And I think that's kind of the gist of where we're at. If that sounds familiar, I will take you there now. Allow me to set the Set the soundscape ready for us. And I'm going to bring you back to the prison of Revel's End. As soon as I find the damn thing. There we are. You find yourself in the hallway, surrounded by several guards, many of which you have eliminated, knocked unconscious. The last guard that is in front of you, Zarya, I think seeing you all basically take care of all the other guards around him, tosses down his weapon and sort of backs away, kind of surrendering as you all are moving past. There are the bodies of two other guards down on the ground at the feet of Cadillac. And Baelish is with you, Ordella, and Harkus as you have opened up the door to the outside where there is an elevator that leads down to a ship that is parked. There are two more soldiers at the bottom of the elevator docks. You're not in initiative currently. I'm going to remove the initiative tracking. Make sure I've got it cleared. Just make sure that's clear for us. And yeah, that's where we find ourselves. I'm going to say, Ordella, you and Harkus have opened the door and can see outside over the cliff on the outskirts of the prison as you've opened the outer gates. There's an elevator there. You have Baelish. I think he's still, I don't know if he's still bound or if you were able to break like shackles on him, but maybe he's still kind of has irons on him, so to speak. And you've got him and you're heading out the door. What are you guys doing? Those of you heading out the door, Harkus and Ordella. You have Baelish.
Now, they said they didn't want us to, like, actually get away with him, but how far are we going to make it actually onto the boat, or...?
I'll refresh your memory of the escape plan with Marthanas. She has several of her men, and herself actually, stowed away in the ship.
Okay, so we're getting on the boat as long as it doesn't go anywhere.
She has her men. She has her men locked onto the ship, or in the ship.
Okay.
I think we had told her that we planned to actually begin to set sail, and the bargain though was that basically she was going to be on the boat the whole time, so technically you might make the case that he's still in custody, he just doesn't know it.
That's the basic gist of it,
because we need him to feel comfortable enough about the fact that he's broken out that he'll tell us the goods. At least that's the plan.
So, what do you?
Just didn't know how far we were making it.
Yeah, so that was the plan. That's what you had. So, Ordella and Harkus, what do you guys do?
How far are we from the elevator? There's no one.
There's nobody at the elevator.
Okay.
There's no guards at the outskirts of the elevator. You are, it's 30 feet from the door to the elevator, not very far.
Let me see.
It's a short path.
Yeah.
The winch for the elevator appears to be actually attached to the wall of the prison. The cliff is steep, but not insurmountable. I can tell you exactly how steep it is. Let's see here. 160 feet high.
That's a nope.
It would be probably a nope to jump it.
Yeah.
Unless you've got a feather fall or something. Or you're just a crazy barbarian.
Oh well.
So you've got Baelish, you've got Harkus. You open the door, you see the elevator. The cliff is 160 feet down. There are a couple of guards or what look like soldiers down at the ship. But to be honest with you, Ordella, they're way down there, and they haven't noticed you at all because, like, all the noise you've been making fighting guards and things have been inside the stone walls of the prison.
All right, and how do you let the elevator down? How does it operate?
Well, you don't know, but you could certainly investigate it and see.
Okay, well, I guess we'll...
Yeah, that's what I'm interested in as well, is figuring that out.
All right, we'll go investigate.
Yeah. So the elevator right now appears to be lowered down to the bottom. There is a like a lever that is attached to this giant wheel that is attached to some sort of internal mechanism that must power it somehow. And you can see that the lever that's here would raise the elevator.
Pull the lever, Kronk.
You pull the lever and a trapdoor opens and you fall down to the bottom really fast, screaming, "Wrong lever!" the entire time. The elevator slowly begins to... I should totally have had that. The elevator slowly begins to rise up. Yeah. All right. So you're raising the elevator, and Harkus, you've got Valish in your hands now. He still has maybe, I don't know, we'll just say that he's got like leg irons on and like loose chains around his hands. And so does Yatara, who is our fake prisoner, who's got sort of loose leg irons and like loose hand shackles.
Where is he?
Yatara is still in the building next to Leonard and Cadillac. And Harkus, what are you doing? And then I'm going to turn to those still in the building.
I'm basically dragging him, sort of, or kind of helping him, lifting him, sort of meandering out here to the toward the elevator.
So you just kind of like grab him and keep pulling outside. We go.
Yeah.
All right. Those inside now to Zarya, Cadillac, Yatara, and Leonard. What are you guys doing? The one remaining veteran sort of drops his sword, and alarms are starting to go off, and you can hear footsteps from the multiple other soldiers, maybe.
For pretense purposes, I would probably stand right here in between the one guard that we can see and the rest of the party who's most likely going to exit to the right, back behind me, and I would probably be the last one out.
Yeah.
Unless somebody does something.
Cadillac, what about you?
I actually sort of had in mind the same thing as Zarya, sort of covering our caboose as people ran past, but since Zarya's got that covered, I am going to turn around to everybody and say, let's get while the getting's good, and then I guess proceed down this hallway behind everybody else.
All right, and out the door.
Yeah.
All right, Cadillac's out the door. Yatara and Leonard, are you guys just bolting for the door as you watch Zarya kind of blocking the path?
Yes,
Yatara,
yes.
Yatara, you're still partially chained. Leonard, are you kind of pulling Yatara along like he's also a prisoner?
Oh, yes. Yes, I will do that.
Okay. So Yatara, you're kind of grabbed along for the ride here.
And I'll sort of push Yatara in front of me.
Okay.
Just so it looks legit.
Velian joins you all, and Zarya, everybody has made it outside.
All right, I'll join.
Okay. Are you leaving the last guard there?
Yes.
He kind of nods at you as you go.
Because at this point, I don't know that Yatara has told Baelish Gaunt anything about us being like pals or anything, right?
You hadn't really, but he had indicated that the only way he would talk was to break out.
Right.
So Valish is assuming that this is the plan.
Didn't you? Yeah, Utara actually said. I think didn't Utara tell him that
Utara told him he had an escape plan.
Friends were coming.
It was an insinuation, but didn't tell him anything specific about the group.
But I don't know if Leonard doesn't know that. I don't know that he would treat you like not a prisoner until that became clear.
Mm.
Yeah. All right, everybody's out the door. The elevator has arrived upwards and is there. You guys all getting on the elevator?
If we fit.
Yes.
Yeah.
If we what?
If we can all
If
fit
we
on
fit.
there.
As my kids say, if we fit, we sit.
Roll an insight check.
All right.
Harkis.
Squeeze on there, suck it in.
It's designed to lift cargo. It'll be fine.
That sounds promising.
It'll be fine.
All right.
All right, you're all on. There is an elevator on the elevator, or a lever on the elevator itself.
Pull the lever, Krog.
You pull the lever, Kronk,
Yes.
and you begin to slowly lower down to the deck of the elevator. We will skip forward in time as you very slowly, agonizingly slowly,
Wrong
lower
lever,
yourself
Kronk.
down, and you all are at the on the boardwalk. The guards at the base basically say, "Halt! Where are you going? Who are you?" And
Transport.
and they draw long swords.
I am going to attempt to bluff them and say, we are here to we have cargo to transport on this vessel, and we're authorized.
Okay.
Sort of do a Jedi hand wave.
You're gonna do a Jedi hand.
These people are good to go.
Do you have a spell
Not
to
the
aid you in that or
prisoner you're
anything?
Not a slightest hope.
All
of a
right,
spell,
roll me
but-
deception.
Okay. Ooh, that's a first for Cadillac. And shockingly, by all rights, Cadillac should have a negative on this, but he actually has a +1 for some strange reason. So,
You better crit.
Nope. Not bad, but not good.
Yeah, it's like a DC 20. He looks at you with his sword drawn and says, "I don't know you. I don't know your authorization, and you don't have any cargo, but it looks like you've got 2 prisoners." And he kind of winks at you a little bit.
I say tomato, potato, and I wink back at him, and I guess I draw Dust Crusher.
Okay. He draws his longsword and moves in to attack you. He takes a swing with his sword and misses wildly. 11.
Does not hit.
Okay, what do you do, Cadillac?
So can I turn Dust Crusher sort of the wrong way and hit him as an unarmed strike? Is that allowable?
You can. You want to do it like the pole end?
Yeah, to where unless you weren't really paying attention, it would look like I'm hitting him. But
so are you going to actually are you going to actually hit him, but just not hard, like with the least lethal weapon, or are you going to WWE it and like fake hit him?
Ooh, that's a good.
Because one of them is a performance check to like fake hit,
okay.
and the other one is an attack roll with like a blunt weapon.
Okay, yeah, let's go big here. Let's I pick up a folding chair and try to hit him with it, which is to say performance.
All right, roll me a performance check.
Okay. Bam. Oh no.
Wow. Just like wrestling.
You make like the worst low effort like stab him ever. Okay, I need to do something real quick.
I'm sure this won't backfire horribly.
Should I roll this?
This is destined to go well.
I'm going to roll this quietly, and we'll see what happens, okay? Yeah, always whisper. Yes. Whisper. All right, let's see what we got here. Perception is wisdom. Gotcha. As you, like, flail with the wrong end of your weapon, Baelish kind of, like, looks at you a little bit, kind of cockeyed a little bit.
Damn it.
And the other one runs up and takes a sort of wild swing at Ordella with a longsword. Yeah. Can't undo it. He hits you, but it only does 1 damage as he sort of like hits you, but it just kind of barely nicks you, and yeah, 1 damage, 1 slashing. You're up, Ordella. What do you do?
I'm trying to see how I can use my fan. Here, the gust of wind fan. Let's see.
Oh yeah, just cast Gust of Wind.
Yeah. I don't see a button that says cast.
Yeah, well, you can add the spell Gust of Wind to your spell slot, but basically it just creates a 10-foot wide blast of wind in a 60-foot long line, and they have to make a strength save or they are pushed 15 feet from your fan. This is an incredible thing that you have. It's like Pig's butt. Okay, so they each have to make strength saves.
Yeah, because I don't see a button that says cast or use or anything like that.
No, you just need to add the spell.
Okay, I'll have to see.
But anyways, they're going to make strength saves.
You do not have any spell casting or packed magic spells to manage.
All right, well, I'll help take care of that in a little bit.
Okay.
They both fail, and you wave your fan, and it blasts wind, and both of them are blown off the thing and into the water.
Yay.
And you see them sort of flailing around, and they both and bubble underneath the water. No initiative here. What do you guys do now? Both of the veterans, Ordella just waves a magic fan and blows them both off of the docks.
We getting on a boat?
Yeah, let's get on the boat. Let's go places.
All right. You all run onto the boat, and there are on the deck of the boat currently 4 sailors and 1 man that appears to be the captain. And the captain looks over at all of you, and he says, Captain says, Oi! Oh, it's a good captain voice. I think this might be it. We are but humble sailors. We surrender. There's no violence. We are not martial men. I surrender. I surrender. Please, just don't hurt me or my men. I am Captain Johann Bergman.
Leonard is going to take aim at the captain's feet with a firebolt. And at his feet, like not at him, actually, just in front of him. And aim at his feet with the firebolt. And let loose. And I'm going to say, if we didn't need you to drive the boat, we would get rid of you. You better act right.
So you blast fire at his feet, and he sort of dances and jumps backwards and says, Oi! Oi! We are but sailors, privateers. And he as you're sort of talking with him, he sort of like winks at you a little bit and like opens his coat, and you can see that there's like a scimitar in his coat. And he just sort of says, "We surrender. We surrender." And the other sailors do similarly. They all also wink at you.
I just figured I needed
Totally
to,
like, aha.
I needed to oversell it because of
somebody.
because of somebody.
Oh, okay.
folding chair.
This is even better. Roll me a performance check.
Oh, now you got to do a performance check, man.
Oh no!
Should have left it at that.
You'll do better than me.
Or Della face palms if he fails.
Hang on, I'm looking to see. Okay, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
You
Okay.
sell it.
Good.
You blast
Set
him in the
sail.
foot, and he sort of falls backwards. You blasted his feet. He falls backwards onto the deck
It's
of
really
the boat.
his performance
and,
check.
yeah, he falls backwards onto the deck of the boat and sort of scooches backwards and says, "She's yours. The boat is yours.
All
We
right.
surrender." And what do
Let's
you
go.
all do?
I say, make sail at haste. We need to get out of here while the getting's good, and while we
Aye.
have the guards on their back foot.
Where do we head? He says, "Ready to make sail, mateys. Hoist the anchor. Undo the gibbets. Flagon the fail stays.
That sounds like sailor talk to me.
They make it up as they go anyway.
Run up the Homscom.
Are you like Googling terms or just making them up as you go?
No, I'm just
Quick
making
Google,
those. I'm
give me
just
some
making.
sailor
I'm just
terms.
making those sailor slang off my dome.
Good job. Sounds legit.
Hoist the gibbets. All right. Yeah, he has the crew ready to get ready to make way, and they push off from the dock as the two guards sort of manage to pull themselves back up onto the dock, and the boat begins to drift and slowly but surely make its way back into the sea, out into the sea of floating ice. What do you all do on the boat? I'm going to bring you to, as you sort of push off a ways, not 10 minutes later, as you're sort of probably 500 yards, maybe a little better, out into the water, I'm going to bring you to just a scene of you on the boat. We have a zoomed in boat view. You all are on the boat. You've got Valish, he's still bound. You've got Yatara still bound. Balian. Balian still has a couple of her little kobold creatures that are sort of tagging along with her. And there are several of the sailors. A couple of them have sort of gone in and out from below. There appear to be like 5 other sailors besides the captain. And you're on the boat now. Baelish sort of sits down and looks at you all and says, "Well, you pulled it off. I must say I'm impressed." And he looks over at Valian and he says, "Had a change of heart, eh? I suppose you came to the conclusion that I didn't think the Brotherhood would come after me, but I must say they have made the right decision in springing me from this prison. If you wouldn't mind," and he looks over at, I think he looks over maybe at Cadillac. He says, "If you wouldn't mind, I would prefer to be freed from these shackles."
Let's see. Do I have locksmith tools? I do not.
I do.
Are both he and Yatara both bound the same way?
Yeah, they're sort of loosely chained. They've got like a lock, and like you can still walk in them and stuff, but like the hand, and imagine like the chains that they have when you're kind of prisoners are kind of being perp walked, where they have like a eye section of chain, like two connecting the hands, and then it goes down like a single chain that runs down to their legs, and then there's two connecting the legs.
Mm-hmm. I say, I am but a humble fighter, and so if I were to attempt to free you, I might do so by liberating your appendages as easily as your shackles. But my friend here has some locksmith tools that I think will be better suited. And I point to Leonard.
He looks at you and he says, "I suppose, fighter, rather bad one it seems." And
I'm getting better, I say.
Turns to Leonard and he says, "All right then, spring me."
All right.
You do it?
I guess. I got thieves' tools.
I'm not going to make you roll. I'm not going to make you roll for it. If you do it, you do it. You're eventually going to be able to accomplish this if you sit down and play with it long enough. Unless you're going to fake or feign that you can't do it.
Well, so what I was kicking that around. I thought if I undid Yatara first, then he would know that I could undo it.
Yeah.
Or you could act like your tool broke or something.
Is that what you do?
I don't think so. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to break my tool while picking.
While picking his lock?
Yeah, like actually break it.
Okay. Here's how this is going to work. Roll me a locks picking check. Okay, and you're gonna try to sell this like you didn't mean to break it.
Right.
Okay. Then in that case, then if you're not actually gonna pick it, then why don't you roll me a performance check? Because you're gonna have to like act this and make it look like you didn't mean to break the lock pick while picking.
I just think so. My thinking is I can make new ones, but it takes me an hour to make new tools. So
you're just gonna. He's already. All right. I'm gonna put it this way. He's already maybe a little bit suspicious since he saw Cadillac fighting real bad, and he's gonna get a lot more suspicious if he catches you faking breaking a pick.
Is it okay to metagame here for just a second?
Yeah, sure.
So, it like we can.
He could teleport if I uncuff him, though.
We could probably beat him in a battle, but we've got to get the information. And if he doesn't cough up the information, then all of this is for naught. So a liberated him we could probably deal with, but if he gets suspicious and he doesn't give us the intel, then none of this mattered.
That's fine. I'm prepared to undo it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
y'all talk it out and then y'all talk it out and then tell me what you're gonna do.
I'll just undo him and then Yatara.
Okay. Okay. So he is unlocked. He looks over at you as you unlock him and he says, "Much appreciated." And he sort of stretches a little bit and cracks his knuckles a little bit, and he casts a spell, and like little sparks fly from one hand to the other, and you wizard recognize it as like maybe like a prestidigitation spell or something, but he kind of like zaps lightning from one hand to the other just as like a show, and he says, so good to stretch my magic out again. And Yatara, you're unlocked as well. He looks over at all of you and he says, well, Valian, I know there's something you want. You were asking about Yithrin. What can I provide to you in exchange for this? What is it you want? And Valian just sort of looks and she says, Yithrin. That is it in itself. The way in Vanish. How do we get there? And he looks over at all of you and he says, and what is it to you all? Something about the end of the world and whatnot? There are many ends of the world. What is it to you all?
Well, we kind of want to save the world from a frozen apocalypse.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't sound great. It's going to end someday, but this probably shouldn't be the way. It's cold.
He looks and he says, he sits down, he sort of leans up against one of the masts of the ship and he says, Yithrin was a city of the great Netherese Empire. I'm sure those of you that are well-read are familiar with the Netherese. They were magic unbounded. They achieved levels of power only limited by their own thoughts and imaginations. The gods themselves destroyed the Netherese out of their jealousy. More powerful than gods they became. Mistrust confined them, bound magic to never become as powerful as they again. Their cities crashed, lost forever. Yithrin is one of the last remaining relics of their once great empire. I came here to find it myself. My mistake was that I tried to establish control of this desolate wasteland before setting out to claim its powers. I won't make that mistake again. Inside that city is power beyond imagine. Power that would allow the rightful rulers to control this entire area. And then the whole of the Sword Coast, the whole of Faerun, and the whole of the world. It's a place to start, eh? Well, I have researched and learned many things. Yithrin is locked away by the power of the ice itself, the power of winter's very fury. The glacier is held frozen forever by the will of the Frostmaiden. But there is a way. I think that... He sort of looks over at you, Cadillac kind of side-eyed a little bit, and he says, perhaps I should show you rather than tell. Says, the only way in is through the power of the Frostmaiden herself. Her worshippers, they created many, many spells. Legend says that there is a book called the Codicil of White that contains the incantations and spells to open the Frostmaiden's glacier and allow the light to enter once more. Locked away on an island of her worshippers, far in the north of the frozen sea of moving ice, there's an island. Her worshippers gathered, and there they stored their sacred and evil texts. I will take you there.
Hang on, I thought I had. Didn't I have a vision of that tome or a tome?
You did indeed. This strikes very familiar, as you had a vision of a tome, a white tome, and an island with a fortress shaped like a skull on it. And the tome was indeed at the island.
Yeah, so since I sketched out all my visions, I've got a drawing of this tome.
Yes.
And I'm going to pull that out and show it to him and say, "Oh, you mean this one?"
He pats you on the shoulder and says, "Yes, that is a book. Very good. I'm proud that you know what a tome is."
This is the one.
Did you have anything written on the tome to identify it as?
It's a sketch. I guess
it says "Pick me."
You have a sketch of a book
in crayon.
I guess it is. I guess it is just a sketch of a book.
He looks at you as you show him this. You say, "Oh, you mean this one?" He says, "Yes, it is a book."
Well, that played out differently in my head.
actually, you show him a picture of the island, because you have the you have a sketch of the Skull Island and a sketch of the book. So I was mostly just teasing you.
No,
that's just DM joke. But he, as you show him this picture, he says, "Yes, this is it. This is the place. Where did you see it?"
Oh yeah, we just couldn't read it.
I don't think you have pictures of pages. Just you have a drawing of the book, because there's a closed book. Is what you saw. Yes, the codicil of white, the text of the worshippers of the Frostmaiden herself, Ariel's worshippers and followers, her dark druids who worshipped her dark magics. This is what you need. I will take us there. He says, "Captain, make way. Heading." And he looks up at the sun and the few stars that you're sort of able to see in the twilight where the sun should be, and he says, 32 degrees west northwest. Make your heading. I will take us there. And the captain sort of looks at him and then looks at you all.
While this is happening, I think I've noticed that he keeps sort of giving me a side eye. And so I am going to attempt to do things that make him take me a little bit less seriously. Like I'm just going to start picking my nose and eating my boogers and doing whatever I can do to make this man like sort of be more dismissive of me.
Okay. Roll me a performance check.
Oh my God. Okay.
How did those boogers taste?
That's yeah. Oh my goodness. Another performance check.
Better be good.
You keep performing.
Well, I've got that +1.
+1.
Oh no.
Go sit in the corner.
You
no more talking.
You sort of were like very bad play acting. You're like, "Ah, wow, this is a boat. I've never been on a boat."
Oh.
I think he's just more confused by you at this point.
Start moving around like a chicken or something.
I'm gonna pass Cadillac some of my sketch paper and some crayons.
All right, I'm going to step outside and metagame for you guys for a half second. Essentially, he's not divulging the location. He's like, "I'll take you there," because of how suspicious he's become of Cadillac.
Yeah.
Push Cadillac off the boat.
He's worried that y'all are going to betray him, and he's not convinced he's getting away. So, he's
what if we
become
pretend
suspicious.
we don't know Cadillac and he's just some new guy and we're all suspicious?
But really, he's given us most of the information we need.
He's giving us a heading.
It is about this time, as you're sort of charging away, that
I hear combat music, Jeffrey.
Coming up from
as
the
Cat
bottom,
like runs away.
Martha Marthanus and about 12 fully armed and armored soldiers come charging out of the bottom of the ship, and they surround you, all of you, and Baelish Gaunt. And Warden Marthana says, Baelish Gaunt, you are under arrest on all original charges, with the additional charge of escape from Rebel's End. Surrender now! And all 12 of these men draw their blades around you guys as they came charging out from underneath the deck. What do you all do? And I'll give you a chance to react before I tell you what Baelish does.
So this is, I'm sorry, I had to step away for a moment. So I'm guessing all the people on the deck are the warden and her troops.
Yes, the Warden Marthanus and her 12 troops, as you were having these discussions, came charging out from the bottom of the ship and have surrounded you all, and they demand Baelish Gaunt's surrender and surrender on the charges of escape and be returned back to Revel's End.
Well,
and what do you all do? I'm just giving you the moment to react. If you have a reaction, if you don't have a reaction, you can say I don't have a reaction, and then I'll tell you what Baelish does.
Is anybody else going to do anything?
I'm going to cast counters, though.
Oh,
Smart.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh, I love it. Hang on. Hold on. At what level?
4.
4. Hold on. One moment. Yeah. Okay. So perfect. Baelish screams, "Not this time!" And and then like whatever he was gonna do doesn't work. Just doesn't work all of a sudden. He goes.
You hear a fizzle.
It goes. And then he looks up, and he looks at all of you, and he goes, "Oh shit!" and about 12 of them all of a sudden pile on top of him, and just it's like a rugby scrum, as 12 of them just jump on top of him and dogpile on top of him, and yeah, that's what happens. That's definitely how that happens. He was casting Misty Step, which is a 2nd level spell. He was gonna Misty Step to a hidden location and try to disappear, but it just went, and he just, that's that. They dogpile on him, and quick as you know it, they slap on a muzzle and shackles, and shackle his hand and shackle his mouth. And the warden looks over at all of you and says, "Well, I hope that you got what you needed." And she turns to the captain and she says, "Captain, take us back to Revel's End. We have a prisoner to detain. And you all have items that you need to collect back."
As all this is happening, I walk up to Baelish and just lean over him and smile and say, "Halt in the name of the law." and wink at him, and then just sort of walk away.
He looks at you, and he sort of mutters that you haven't seen the last of him.
I just hear mumbling.
Mumble, mumble, mumble,
mumble, mumble, mumble.
And yeah, you all are returned back to the port of Revel's End, and you are given back your weapons and items that were put in stow, so you have them all. And the warden thanks you for successfully executing this operation, and she wishes you hope that you'll be successful in your further endeavors. You're back at Revel's End. You're allowed to stay the night, so everybody can take a long rest.
Oh, yes.
As you're able to rest up in the rooms. And the following day, you are the warden informs you that your length of time that you are allowed to stay here has come to a close. She says, "This has been enough of a disturbance. Several of my men are in the infirmary, mostly bruised and battered. Thankfully, none of them killed. But I think this is the end of our arrangement."
What you mean to say is, thank you, heroes, for allowing me to help save the world.
She says to you that the captain of the ship has agreed, if you wish to travel with him, to allow you passage on ship, or you may leave by foot as you came. You did have birds that you were riding on. You had axe beaks, snowy axe beaks that you rode here on, and if you wish to leave them, they will take care of them in the stables at Revel's End. If you wish to go by ship, or if you wish to leave by axe beak, you may leave that way. She says, "No, I think the thanks is owed to me. I've already stretched the rules of what is allowed. Several of my men are in infirmary. Hopefully what you gained is valuable enough."
On that point,
like a damn administrator.
On that point, Madam Warden,
that's what she is.
Take me to your infirmary. I am a paladin of Sylvanas, and I have the ability to heal the wounded, and I would mend what we have.
Okay. You're able to do that. Do you have enough before you take a long rest to do that?
Yes, I do, because I don't think I've used none of my lay on hands. And also I have lesser restoration.
Okay.
Yeah, if he doesn't have enough, I can assist with it.
Okay, so you're able to heal up and mend up all the guards.
Yeah, because I feel kind of bad about beating them up anyway.
Yeah, you're able to mend all the ones that you brutalized and beat up. And then you're able to take a long rest, you're fully recharged, and the choice is yours for how you head.
I guess we start with the coordinates he gave us, right?
Do you head back to the ship and ask the captain for passage?
Yeah, can we rent passage upon your vessel?
Yeah, they were willing to let you sail with them, if you so chose.
What will it cost us?
You can ask him that. Is that what y'all are doing?
I think so.
Okay. The captain, what did I say his name was? Can't recall. I didn't write it down. I'm just going to call him the captain, and then I'm going to refer to the recording. The captain sort of looks at you all, and he says, "Well, that depends on where we're headed. The man gave a heading, but son, I can assure you that we can't maintain said heading. There's no island on that course that I know of. There must be other changes to be made. If that is the heading solely, then he was lying. I can tell you this. We do some odd work about. We we do salvage work, we do delivery work, we do some fishing. Tell you what, gents and ladies, if you'll assist my men in whatever jobs we can pick up along the way to wherever your destination is, and you take no charge from us, then I'll deliver you without fee. You work for me, you get free passage. Is that a deal?
Sure.
Yeah.
Very good. I do have an idea, though. You might not like it. If you want to hear it. And I'll bring you back to the boat real quick. It says, you're looking for an island, if I am I to understand correct. An island in the sea of moving ice. And something about a fortress of skulls. Well, I don't know of anything like that, but there is one that may know. He's the oldest thing in these seas. Few know about him, and many more fear him. But yeah. In the far north, there is a great whale awakened by a druid many hundreds of years ago. Locals here call him Angajuk. He speaks and talks just like you or I. Swims these waters. And he knows the seas better than anyone in these parts. If there is such an island, and if you could convince him to tell you, then Angajuk would know where it be. It's said that he lives and well, I shouldn't say lives. Hangs out is a bit of a word for a captain. I probably wouldn't say the phrase hangs out, would I? I would probably say he's been said to lurk around the former home of his druid companion that brought him the gift of life. Locals say there's a bell that can be rung, and if the bell is rung thrice, not 4 times, 5 is right out. But if the bell is rung thrice, the counting number being 3, not 2, except if not proceeding to 3, that Angajuk will appear. This is all I have. This is but maybe a sea tale. I need to take the guards in Baelish and everybody off. So I'm going to get rid of the guards in Baelish. That's what the captain tells you. He says he doesn't know where this island is and the heading doesn't make any sense. But he suggests talking to a whale.
Sounds good.
I like how you are all just like, yeah, that sounds right.
I mean, at this point, you know.
Yeah, I've seen space whales. So I don't think
you definitely have.
And space gerbils.
You've also seen aliens, and you've talked to them, and you traveled in time through them.
So nothing new here.
Okay.
Sure, talk to a whale? Yeah.
Awesome. So you guys are heading towards Angajuk.
I'm so sorry.
Uncle Junk.
Angajuk.
Angajuk. Cadillac did such a terrible job here. We're now having to go to Plan B.
Yep.
And
talk to
mystical. Yep.
Dude, you literally did such a bad job that now you're gonna have to go talk to a whale.
I know.
The plan was literally just, I'm gonna tell you where to go and you're gonna go there, but like, no, your punishment is now, this is your punishment now.
I know. I'm aware. From the jaws of victory, I'm aware.
All right, you're sailing on the ship. What's everybody doing on the boat? Anything of note?
I'm inspecting my pelts.
You tell me what you've got for pelts.
Let's see. There's a Yeti. There's some kind of wolf thing, as I recall. There's.
Are you below deck or are you above deck?
I'm above deck. I'm
Okay.
basking in the sun, letting the seawater spray on my face.
Is literally almost no sun. It is dusk at best. At the highest of noon, there is almost no sun.
Well, then I'm looking very disappointedly at my
basking in the dusk. Okay, what are you, Cadillac? What are you doing? Would you be above deck, below deck? What are you doing?
I am, I guess,
moping about your performances.
I'm above. No, me, the human running Cadillac is moping. I think Cadillac's kind of proud of himself.
Okay.
He's just too straight and narrow for his own good. That was the main problem. But I'm on top of deck.
You're on top of the deck. What are you doing?
Yeah. I guess I am just busying myself with random tasks around the boat. Okay. Given that that was the charge of our,
Gotcha. Leonard, above deck or below deck? And what are you doing?
I'm below deck. I'm pillaging for things I can make into stuff.
All right, Leonard, I'm going to put you below deck real quick. They just have some sea stuff around, on the boat. There's some cargo boxes. Just you can tell me what you want to find and roll for it. And
I'm looking for like machinery.
Okay, roll me investigation. See what you find. Yeah, you find like some clockwork stuff and some cylinders.
All kinds of stuff.
You find all kind of stuff. They've got cylinders, clockworks, stuff that a lot of mechanical cargo they were carrying and ferrying back and forth. All kind of stuff. So you've got that, and you can do with that what you want in a minute. Zarya, what are you doing? Above deck or below deck?
Definitely above deck. Okay. I think that it's completely foreign to her. She grew up in the mountains. She's completely land-based. This is probably her first time at sea. And frankly, I think she likes none of it. She's probably pacing and like almost doing laps around the ship and like just looking out as if she's like expecting something to happen or worried and just
Zarya,
not at all content.
Yeah, Zarya, the ship is not very far off the coast because the coast is entirely frozen. You can't really see land, but what you see is actually a sheet of flat white ice that looks like a desert of white. It stretches out before you, and you're sort of just off of this desert of white in the water as the portion that's attached to the land is like completely frozen over, and you can see the land kind of in the distance, several hundred yards, maybe 1,000 yards off, and there's just ice stretched out to where you are out in the water, and you're kind of hugging the coast as you sort of sail along. So you can see ice in the land from where you're at. That's what you see. But you're sort of nervously pacing. Guitar, what about you? This matters, by the way. This is not just flavor.
Yeah, I would think at this point Guitar is probably cold and has gone below deck just to get shielded from the wind.
Yeah, you're out of the wind and you're nice and warm and toasty below deck. And are you doing anything below there or just trying to keep warm? Ordella, what are you doing?
I am hanging out on the deck, just kind of scanning everything, scanning the waters.
Where are you scanning specifically?
I guess just over on the left where I am, like towards the front of the boat, side of the boat.
Okay. That's everybody, right? Harkus. So Harkus is busy with pelts on the top. Ordella and Zarya are sort of scanning around on the top. And Granite Guts is on the top, busying himself with something. What are you busying yourself with, Granite Guts, again?
I'm just basically helping the sailors around.
Yeah,
so
you're doing jobs. You're like swabbing the deck.
Yep.
Okay, so I need Zarya and I need Ordella to roll me perception checks. And I need Harkus and I need Granite Guts to roll me perception checks. Disadvantage, please. Six, 10, 6.
Did mine? It didn't go.
I didn't get yours.
Oh. 12. It for some reason rolling it on here.
Cadillac. Somehow, you're the only one.
This time.
Cadillac. You, as you were swabbing the decks, you see something that crosses your vision ever so slightly. It sort of moves and the sky sort of like there's like a spot that sort of like there's clouds and then you see sort of a dark flash in the clouds above you. You don't know what it is, but you just sort of catch a glimpse of something up in the sky in the far, far distance. And as you catch a glimpse of that, you hear the voice of the captain calls out and he says, "Aweigh! Look!" And you all turn on the deck and catch a glimpse of it towards the sheet of moving ice. And there you see it. There is a ship that is seemingly wrecked and caught in the ice. Sea of moving ice stretches out before you, a featureless frozen desert. Ahead, the smooth white surface is interrupted by a towering ship. Its exterior is covered in frost. And the captain looks over and he says, "There's a ship caught in the ice. It's been abandoned. Men, check it out. There may be something worth salvage over there." It's about 100 yards off from where the boat that you're currently on is, over the sea of ice. And the captain turns to all of you and he says, "Well, you bought passage. I can't just pass up the potential at salvaging something good. That ship wasn't here. That long ago. Seems I haven't noticed it before. Perhaps there's something good locked in there."
Now, what I saw was in the sky, right? Or I thought I saw?
What you saw was in the sky, and then your vision was turned. You were looking the opposite direction.
Mm-hmm.
You saw, and you only saw barely saw a glimpse of something dark in the sky that sort of moved or something. And then the captain pointed and called your attention and pointed the opposite direction. And you can see it there, a ship that is caught and locked into the ice. And he says, "A salvage opportunity. I haven't seen it before."
So I say, that indeed looks like a good salvage opportunity. While you are managing your men to go in that direction, might I have use of your spyglass right quick? I'm assuming that he has a spyglass.
Yeah, he does. He says, "By all means, here." And he passes it to you. And he says, "If you've all bought passage on our ship, I'm going to need your help salvaging whatever we can claim from that derelict. There may be something valuable there that we could use. You are all on my ship. You are under my employ. My men will need your aid in performing the salvage." And he passes you the spyglass.
I inspect the sky around where I thought I saw whatever it was I thought I saw.
Roll me perception.
Okay.
Spyglasses actually have rules. Okay.
Do they involve performance?
Objects viewed through it are magnified to twice their size. Spyglasses are worth 1,000 gold pieces. Very valuable. But all you see is cloud. You see nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I hand the spyglass back to the captain and I say, I don't wish to I don't wish to pull you away from your excitement about the salvage, but I thought I saw something in the sky. Or do you know of any animals that fly around these parts that I may have sort of caught a glimpse of just for a moment?
I mean, it's been known there be rocks and I mean, not that I'm aware of, but the sea plays tricks on your eyes, my laddie.
Just to be on the safe side, might we put one of your crew up in a crow's nest to keep an eye out just in case something catches us unawares?
Aye.
Just to be on the safe side. I would hate for them to swoop down and steal all that salvage before you could get it, eh? And I sort of give him a nudge to the rib.
He kind of looks at you a little funny and says, very well, if you insist. And he turns and he says, Marcus, get up in the crow's nest. Take the spyglass. But be on the lookout for anything. And he says, all right, mateys. Jebson, Bobby, Miller, and the rest of ye. Over the edge onto the ice. Get out there and see what you've got. Bring back anything worth anything. I must tell you, mates, the deal was not for any share of the salvage. Share of the salvage goes to the ship. You all have bought passage through your work. Over you go. What are you guys doing? Are you hopping out with the three of them that I just named that I already have forgotten their names? It's like Bobson, Barkus, and somebody else.
Larry.
Sedgwick.
They hop out and they start marching across the ice. What doest thou?
I'll start walking across the ice with him.
Okay. Is everybody going?
I'll go.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
So everybody's gonna go.
Yep.
Fair enough. All right. Let me just bring the. Let me just get the guys here. Okay. We got 3 crew members. They each have spears with them. And you approach. And I'll bring you there. As soon as I figure out where you're at. All right. As you all approach, you see a large ship that is locked into the ice. As you approach the ship, you all hear a thumping and creaking sound coming from inside of the hold.
That sounds promising.
Marcus is going to assume that that's the sound of a pelt, and he's just going to make a move toward the ship.
Okay.
Hibs.
Because whatever, at this point, whatever treasure he thinks that the ship's captain is after, it does not involve pelts. And that guy's going to pry a pelt out of his cold, dead hand.
Yeah, it does not involve pelts. So, Harkus, you are climbing up onto the ship.
Yep.
All right, Harkus, go ahead and move yourself up onto the ship. Harkus, from the top of the ship, you can see that there is a looks like a giant hole in the top of the ship that is goes down into the lower decks below. The ship appears to be totally locked into ice, and there are a couple of steps descending down from where you climbed onto the lower portion of the top deck. But there's like a giant hole that has been bashed in, and as you're up there, you hear snarling sounds and this thumping and clawing sound coming from down below in the hold. It sounds kind of like maybe you think it's a bear, or I guess it could be a yeti or something like that.
I'm from where I am. So is this the hole sort of here?
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, that's the hole right there. The wooden boards on the main deck are cracked from frost. A large hole in the deck exposes part of the hold to the sky. Yeah, and that's what you see. Are you inspecting? Are you inspecting things more closely, or what are you doing?
I'm going to look at Cadillac, wink at him and smile, and start moving toward the hole.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing? As you see Harkus looks back and smiles at all of you and just gives a yeah. What are the rest of you doing? The men of the ship, they all immediately follow suit and climb up onto the bow of the ship. They climb up the rigging and climb onto the bow of the ship behind Harkus, ready to salvage anything they can find.
I will shake my head disapprovingly and follow.
I will follow as well.
Follows. Granite Guts follows. What about the rest of you?
Yep, I'm gonna follow.
Might as well.
All right, everybody climbing up onto the bow of the ship. All right, as you all are up there, Harkus, what do you do?
Basically what I'm looking for is the hole, and I'm gonna try to look down in there and see if I see anything. If I don't, then I'm probably just gonna jump down there anyway.
Yeah, Harkus, you can sort of move a little bit closer and you're able to see down into the hole. Harkus, roll perception for me.
Okay.
Harkus, you hear the grunting sounds of something sort of like animalistic, clawing at wood and grunting at something that's there. And you also catch a shiny glint of something metallic and gold in the corner of your vision. You see the sun, or what's left of the sun, glint upon something quite golden appearing. Everybody else that's on the... what are you going to do, Harkus, first before I do this?
Do I guess, do I have any idea of what this is? Does this sound like something that I have, that we have come across before?
Roll nature.
Nope.
It sounds like an animal.
Okay.
Or something.
Does it sound big? Does it sound, can I gauge like a
fairly big?
Okay.
Not like mammoth sized. It's going to fit inside this boat, but it's big.
Okay. Do I have a direction on it?
It seems to be coming from like this direction from down in the hold, just outside of your vision.
Oh, okay. All right. Then I'm just going to sort of. How deep is the hole? How big is the hole?
Like there is. It's probably
like 6 feet, 7 feet.
A little bit deeper than that. It's like there's a level below this, and then there's one further level down. So probably like 10 feet. Maybe a little bit further than that. 12, we'll say 12 feet, 6 foot high ceiling.
Okay. So
12-foot drop to the bottom.
As a relatively dexterous monk, I should be able to sort of jump that and land in a superhero pose without any problem. Is that what you're saying?
I would think no problem.
Okay. And basically what I'm going to do is just sort of walk over. And as I do it, right as I get to the edge, I'm going to turn back around to Cadillac, wink at him, and just take a step off.
Yeah. Cadillac, you do that. Marcus, you fall and land superhero pose down on the ground. And everybody else that's up top, roll me perception.
Perception.
15, 16, 8, 15. All right. 15's going to do it. Cadillac, Zarya, and Yatara. At the top of the main deck, the forecastle that you're on, you notice there are deep grooves that have been gouged into the deck of the forecastle. And the railing on the port side of the vessel is broken and slightly bowed. Bowed down. The railing is, there are deep grooves that are carved into the deck of the forecastle. The railing is sort of broken and bowed downwards like this.
Like something really big with wings landed on it?
And Harkus jumps into the pit as he smiles and looks backwards. Harkus, what you see, the ship's hold contains heaps of snow, and there are 4 tied down jolly boats covered with rime. In the forward starboard corner rests a large pile of treasure. Huge pile of just gold and treasure. It is covered with ice, completely iced over, frozen hard. Standing next to the hoard, with its frozen, with its maw open, is a crag cat that you recognize. That is dead and like completely frozen solid, like gnawing at you. Looking across the hold, on the opposite side, there is a large creature that is pawing at a door on the opposite side and growling and turned the opposite direction from you. It is, to describe it as ugly is a understatement. It looks kind of like this Cadillac, or Harkus, with its giant claws, and it is turned the opposite direction, and it is pawing at the door. Across from you is this giant pile of gold and gems and jewels and treasured magical items and all sorts of valuable things. And then there's this thing that has not noticed you that is pawing at the door. What do you do?
Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20. I can get over to it. So I'm going to sort of rely upon my monk-like stealthiness, and I'm just going to run up there. I'm going to sort of I'm wearing my sneakers, so I'm just gonna kind of come up behind him and try to harvest my pelt.
Yeah, it hasn't paid any darn attention to you at all.
Sounds like I hit him with advantage.
Yeah, you totally do. It's totally advantaged. It is clawing at the door as if it is trying to get at something that is inside the door.
Okay.
Yeah, 15, you have advantage. 14.
Okay. So didn't really help. Let's see.
Didn't really help. Neither of those hit.
Okay. All right. Well,
unfortunately, neither of those hit.
That one.
Are you
that one does.
Yep, that one does.
Okay.
So your second attack, smack. The crit fish didn't help you.
Okay. And then I get an extra D6. And then I'm going to flurry of blows him.
Okay. That hits. That hits. I like how you're just like, giant troll, I got it. I'm going to take it out myself.
You're going to keep me warm at night.
All right. You all up top hear the sounds of Harkus smacking at something that then turns and lets out a tremendous roar. You hear Harkus just run forward and hear a thump, 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 thump. Roar. Everybody roll initiative. This may be the fastest initiative we ever have.
Oh.
Good job, Leonard.
Including you, Harkus. The troll.
Oh, okay. How's my?
The troll.
He's like, I'm already here beating it.
I mean,
what are you gonna do? Stop?
How's he looking? How's he looking?
He rolled a 0 on his initiative.
Pacifist.
Or Della, you're up.
It should be Leonard.
Yeah, Leonard. I'm sorry. Leonard is up.
And me.
Then Ordella. I had to scroll. Leonard, you're up. You hear this happen. You've seen what you saw upstairs.
Okay, but I don't see a threat with my eyes.
You don't see a threat with your eyes. You see Harkus jump down into a hole.
And I'm gonna walk over the hole and see if I see anything.
Guitar's got a 7. I'll add you in.
Can I see anything from the edge of the hole?
You see treasure glinting in the edge. What looks like gold and beautiful gems, and you hear the sounds of Harkus punching and smacking at something that's growling at him.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold till I see a threat, and then plan to unleash a firebolt.
So from where you're at, no, you can't see. You can't really see anything. You'd have to jump down in there to see something.
Not gonna do it.
Ordella, you're up.
Well, gee. I guess I'm jumping down in there.
You jump down in the hole?
Yeah.
All right, you land down on the ground. You see the pile of completely frozen over treasure, and you see Harkus next to a giant monsterish thing that has just now turned around and is
of course
let out a roar at him.
All right.
And you're over here.
Here. Okay. I am going to get my dancing longsword out.
Okay.
Move it over here.
I'll get that for you in just a minute. Dancing longsword is out. Where are you putting it?
over here by the troll.
Okay. Just
clearly.
Yeah.
By Harkus.
By
yeah,
Harkus.
Coming.
Okay.
Sorry. All right, and then I'm going to hit with that.
Okay. Yeah, that hits.
For 8.
8. Very nice.
And then can I hit with that twice?
No.
Okay, so
it's a
pick
bonus.
something different.
It's a bonus action for you to hit with it.
Okay.
So your action was you took it out, and your bonus action
Okay.
was you slashed with it.
And I'm gonna get my laser pistol.
That's gonna be it for your turn.
I got 2 attacks per action.
Your action was I throw out my dancing longsword.
Oh, okay.
Your bonus action was I swing with the dancing longsword. The next turn you can make 3 attacks basically, because you'll have 2 attack actions and then 1 bonus action attack.
Oh, okay.
But your action was I basically cast the spell to activate the dancing sword.
Oh, okay.
So back to Harkus, who's up, and I can say you draw your laser pistol and ready to fire.
Okay. Let's see here. How's he looking?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Big and trollish.
All right. I'm gonna hit him again.
That'll hit. Ooh, 14. Good hit.
Extra D6, 19.
Nice.
And then I'm going to swing at him again. Oh my god, this is awesome.
That's a crit, baby.
Okay, so what was this thing? I've got some kind of something. So okay, so I've got Savage Attack. It says when I score a critical hit, I get to roll one of the weapon's die 1 additional time and add the extra damage.
So it's 3 times. Nice. So it's basically
another. What is that?
So it gave you
got it in there. It's got the
crit. It's got the crit damage. So you're doing it 2-handed.
Yes.
So 10, 14, or I'm sorry, 10, 19. So you did 19 on the crit. Now roll me another.
The D8.
Yeah, 1d8. Roll another 1d8. Oh no, it did. It rolled a 1. That's terrible.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yep.
So it rolls 20. So it's 20 total damage.
Okay, and then I'm gonna flurry of blows him again.
Okay, spending another key point.
There we go.
Yeah, that'll hit, man. Man, you're just murdering this troll.
I want the pelt.
You got another punch with flurry of blows.
Nope, I missed him.
You missed that time. Cadillac, you're up.
Okay, so I am going to go here and jump down the hole.
All right, you jump down the hole.
Yeah, I can't let Harkus get all those pelts.
You land next to Ordella, who has drawn her laser pistol. And you see Harkus punching and smacking this troll thing.
Let's see, in terms of distance coverage here, can I get up to him?
How far did you have to run to get to the hole?
That's, I couldn't really tell. Maybe 5?
You're not going to quite be able to get to him. He's 25 feet from you now, and you have a 25-foot movement.
Yeah.
So you're not quite there, but you can get up. I'll just say you can get up on him if you want to.
Well,
it's close enough.
Let's see. I think I have.
If you want to get up into melee with the troll, you can get up into melee with the troll.
You know what? You know what I'm going to do? I will. I'll get up to here, because I do think that's a bit far for me to get right all the way up to him. And luckily, I have my lance that has reach.
Okay.
And so I can make up the distance with my lance. And so I am going to give him 2 pokes with the lance.
Okay. Yeah, both hit, man. Holy cow. Holy cannoli. Yikes.
And I don't really think I have any bonus actions that I want to do this round.
All right.
So that'll do me.
Yatara, you're up.
So can I just go over to the hole and peer down? Can I see him from the hole?
Do not cast Fireball.
You cannot see him from the hole. You can move to the hole. They are sort of way back here underneath this portion of the boat, and it's 2 stories down, like 14-foot drop. So as you peer into the hole, you're able to see a second story. The hole goes all the way down to the 3rd story, but you're able to see a second story that has what looks like rooms and cabins and things like that. And then there is a hole all the way down to the bottom where these guys have jumped all the way down. And you can't see down in there.
I guess I'm going to go all the way. I'm going to jump down as well.
All right. You jump and land down on the ground. It's about a 14-foot drop. It's kind of a heavy land, so you're kind of oof, but you managed to land down there. And you're over here.
Move just slightly.
Yeah, that whole area is covered with ice. It is a giant pile of gold that is buried under ice. So are you climbing up onto the frozen pile of gold?
I'm just going to get a little bit out of direction.
Okay.
Wait a minute. I hit him with a magic missile from here.
Magic missiling it? Oh man, that's a high cast. Okay, so how much total here? We've got, there we go. All right. Okay, that sounds right. There we go. 15, 19 total. He's looking real bad, but Zarya, you don't know that. You're up at the top. What do you do?
So everybody's jumped down except for Leonard, right?
Leonard, who's like, nope, who's staring at the edge and is like, I'm not doing it.
Okay, yeah. I don't like the idea of leaving Leonard up here alone, so I think I'm going to rush over to the edge. And I will cast Spiritual Weapon and toss my Spiritual Weapon down there. I realize I can't see the thing, so I'm not going to try to attack with it, but I'm just going to have my Spiritual Weapon where I can see if it comes into view.
Okay. I don't have it immediately available. I don't know where that token is, but I'll just give you a little sword logo for it. You've got it there. The sailors that are with you sort of are all peering down the hole and cheering you all on. Harkus, in front of you, the troll looks at you, and some of its wounds begin to close up a bit. It looks very wounded, but it seems to regain a little bit of health. It turns, it looks at you, Harkus, and it tries to bite you. 24 to hit, Harkus.
Oh, sure.
That does 10 piercing and 10 cold damage for 20 damage total. And then it's going to claw at you. 19 to hit Harkus.
That is.
This time it's going to do 11 slashing and 7 cold damage for 18 damage. And then it's going to claw at you again. 24 to hit Harkus.
Wow.
Man. Stupid troll.
This time it does 10 slashing and 14 cold damage.
Well, so that puts me down, except I have...
You have the Orcish trait that lets you pop up at 1 HP.
That's exactly right.
It lets out a roar and Leonard is up.
Right. I guess so. I had been. I thought we were going to get ambushed. I'll jump down.
Okay, if that's what you're doing. You jump down, Leonard. It's there.
Okay, I'm going to shoot it with a firebolt.
Okay, firebolt. 13 is a miss.
Yeah. All right. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Ordella, you're up. Give your laser pistol and your sword out.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot it with my laser pistol.
Do it.
Yes.
That's a hit.
For 18.
Okay, Ordella. It regenerated 10 hit points. Do you say anything badass as you fire a laser pistol that kills it?
Not today.
Not today. Just not today. And you blast it, and your laser pistol shot just hits it clean through the forehead.
Nice.
And it falls over. Dead.
Finally, now let's kill whatever's on the other side of that door.
Harkus looks terrible
I'm gonna wipe the blood out of my eyes and just go to skinning the stupid thing.
Harkus, you're bleeding out of all of your places.
Priorities. Somebody heal him.
I was going to say, I walk up behind him and I just put my hands on his back and I say, "You're doing a great job skinning that, Harkus." And in doing so, I say a quick prayer to Sylvanas to help him cut better. And in the midst of that, he also gets laid on hands for, let's say, you know what? We don't know what we're about to face, so I'm going to say you get 25.
Sweet.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take you
Be
up.
healed, brother.
Yeah. That may be a catastrophic decision later on, but that's what I'm going to do.
I'll try to be more reasonable about my.
No,
You're
don't even
skinning
lie to
its
him.
pelt.
You're lying to a paladin.
Two of the other soldiers or sailors drop down in. They look at the giant pile of gold that's frozen over, and their jaws drop. They look over at all of you and they say, "Oh my, the treasure. Gents, this is our lucky day. We've hit the mother lode. You all killed it. We've gotten rid of it. We've got to get it. Someone quick, start chipping out or melting the ice. You all magic people, you have fire. Let's melt it. Quickly, get the treasure."
I think, should we perhaps secure the rest of the ship, because the creature was trying to get to other parts, so we may still not be alone.
Yeah, there is a door there that it was pawing at and clawing at. The door is locked.
Yeah, I sort of wonder what he was after, what was drawing his attention.
Okay. Are you going to try to pick the lock to the door?
I will try to pick the lock.
Okay. Roll me a lockpick check. Just determine
Okay,
how
that's
long.
just a dexterity
check with your proficiency bonus.
Okay, 17.
Okay. With a 17, you pop the door open. The lock is easily picked for you. And I will open it up. On the inside, as you open it up, there are 4 little kobold creatures. You see their heads. They are hiding And all of a sudden, as the door pops open, they you sort of barely catch views of them. Leonard. They 4 javelins come flying at your face.
Oh yeah, because I'm like right here.
As they unleash 4 javelins at you. A 3, a 19, a 17, and a 9. Does a 19 or 17 hit?
Okay. Oh, both of those are hits.
So you get hit with a javelin for 2 piercing, and you get hit with a javelin for 4 piercing. So 6 piercing as 2 javelins come flying at you. 2 of them hit the door frame, and 2 of them hit you, and you hear little kobolds sort of skittering around, and they run and hide real fast as they threw those javelins at the first thing that opened the door, and they all let out little. And you, boom, boom, as 2 javelins stab at you.
All right, I'm gonna say quit it.
And they look over and they go, "It is dead. Yay! It is dead. It is dead. It is dead. It is dead. Yay!"
You know, pull the javelins out and throw them to the ground.
Yeah, they come out from behind their barrels and they look over at all at you and they go, "Yay!" And roll me perception.
Perception.
Do I have the pelt off at this point?
Yes, you have the pelt off. You notice they all kind of look upward a little bit, Leonard, and then they look back at you.
Like upward in the room?
Yeah. Just kind of look upward, and then they look back at you. And then they sort of skitter around, and they kind of hide a little bit. The soldiers, meanwhile, are busily, or soldiers, the sailors, are meanwhile busily chipping away at the ice around the gold.
I'm going to call for help from my compatriots, because I don't know if they're looking out because they know that this bird creature is about to attack, or if they're looking out because there's a spider demon on the ceiling ready to drop on us when we step in there.
Yeah, they just sort of all hide.
At this point, Harkus is feeling like he's made of HP, and so he's ready to find another pelt.
He's refreshed.
Do you go into the room?
There are 4 pelts in the room, Harkus.
Yeah. What are you doing, Ordella, Cadillac, and Leonard, as they're doing that? The soldiers are chipping away at the gold that's frozen over.
I'm leaving them to chip away at it.
Okay. What about you, Granite Guts?
I think I'm I think I'm just going to take a look inside this room.
Okay.
And see if there's anything else to notice.
Yeah, as you look around in the room, the floor of the cabin is icy. Lying on their sides are 2 empty open barrels. Hides and furs have been pushed into these barrels to create makeshift sleeping quarters.
Uh-oh.
2 of the barrels are upright and appear untouched.
So I guess I asked the kobolds, mind if I take a look at these barrels?
They sort of just kind of hiss at you.
Okay, I guess they do mind. I don't have anything I can use to really persuade them, and I'm not about to attempt to play act something at them.
Yeah, they hide and kind of hiss.
So I guess I just sort of walk out of the room and I just turn to Harkus and I say, "It's all yours."
All right, I'm going in.
You go in there. The kobolds are all sort of hiding around.
Pelts are for closers.
Are you going to attack the kobolds?
Yeah. What?
Are you going to attack the kobolds?
No. I think what I'm going to do is just sort of growl.
Are you taking the pelts out of their sleeping barrels?
I'm going to sort of poke at the pelts in their sleeping barrels.
Yeah, kind of ratty, but they've shoved some furs in there.
I'm going to sort of get into kind of a position somewhere, maybe like somewhere here, so that they're sort of in front of me, and then I'm going to kind of look up and see if I see anything sort of up above me.
No, you see nothing. What are you doing, Ordella?
I'm going in there with him.
Okay.
Small room.
It's a very small room.
I'm gonna look around and see if I see anything going on.
A bunch of kobolds that are kind of hiding around.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
So,
the trolls seem to be trying to get the kobolds, wanted to eat them.
Okay.
I'm going to cut the troll pelt in half.
Okay.
And sort of toss the two pieces out in front of the kobolds.
They sort of sniff a little bit, and yeah, we'll come to that in just a minute. Yatara, what are you doing? And lastly, Zarya, what are you doing? This matters, Zarya. You're still up top. Everybody else jumped down. You didn't get a turn before they killed it, so you heard the thing come to the end. What are you doing?
Yeah, no, the only reason I was still staying up here was to make sure Leonard wasn't alone, and then Leonard left me. So
would you jump down?
I would probably jump down.
Okay, what are you doing as you jump down? You see this giant pile of gold and treasure, and the two of the sailors are like, "It's our lucky day," chipping at it with like pickaxes, trying to cut loose the pieces. And then you see a couple other people mecking around in rooms, and you see a skinned troll.
Which has got to be just horrific for somebody who was not expecting that. To just be like, oh, there's a
skinned troll.
A flayed troll.
Yeah. Do I recognize what that would be after it's been flayed? Or do I just think this is a humanoid thing?
You've been around enough that you do.
Okay.
You've been in the north. It's an ice troll. You recognize it as an ice troll. Very deadly. Can kill even
sight, though. So I think I'd probably like stand over the body and just like look down and then like look at the others.
Zarya, I think you're a little taken aback because you realize that an ice troll could kill even a powerful hero in a single turn. Easily. And like to take on an ice troll by yourself, like wow. And the fact that Harkus is still ticking. As you all do that, what are you doing, Yatara, the last one? And then Granite Guts. We know what Granite Guts is doing. You were in the room. Yatara. You're muted, Yatara, or something. Can't hear you. There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. I actually feel bad for the sailors, like chipping away at the gold that's crusted in ice. I'm actually going to hit it with a fireball for them. Just to...
Okay. Firebolt or fireball?
No.
Just be sure.
With a gentle heat.
Yeah, gentle.
Hit it with a firebolt?
Yeah. I'm just going to hit it with a firebolt. Just kind of...
Melted in one big block of gold.
You melt off the first layer, 72 gold pieces, 181 silver pieces, 352 copper pieces, and 2 pearls, each worth 100 gold pieces each, tumble loose. The sailors start to grab as much as they can. Are you going to grab any of it?
I've got to sneak some of it.
Okay, you can just grab. How much do you grab?
Just a handful.
All right, you get the 2 pearls, each worth 100 gold pieces. So 200 gold pieces worth of pearls. Roll out. All right, there are further layers deeper. There's at least 4 layers deep of treasure frozen in the ice, and you've melted off just the first layer. As you all do that, 2 of the crewmen are up there, 1 left on the surface. You all of a sudden hear a... And then you hear a sound that you haven't heard before. Over the howling wind, you hear the flapping of titanic wings, followed by the cracking ice under the weight of something immense. A loud snort accompanies the sound of claws scraping against the ice-glazed timbers. The voice of what could only be truly immense, of a truly immense dragon, fills the bowels of the ship and says, I smell warm flesh and hear the panic of beating hearts. Ready your spells, Methalrond. We have uninvited guests. And that is where we will leave you.
No.
Ooh, I don't love that.
No.
As we bring to a close.
I think I might have needed more than 25.
Yep.
I
You got any of those potions?
Not
Jeff,
sure that
All the kobolds, as they hear the voice, look upwards and cheer.
Oh,
Cheer?
for heaven's sake.
Or Jesus, they called them.
They worship it.
What they have seen, given that we're in a frozen boat with a bunch of treasure, could what they have seen flying through the clouds be a dragon?
Oh yeah. Granite Guts realizes 100% now. Granite Guts now realizes 100% that indeed what he probably saw floating through the clouds
I'll bet
was
that was a
indeed
dragon.
a colossal.
You know, now that I think about it,
was indeed now, he realizes, was indeed a colossal, adult, ancient white dragon.
Ugh.
Those adjectives sound bad.
Ugh.
As we find you all here, stuck in the bowels of a ship, at the dragon's hoard, in fact, with a colossal dragon pawing at the roof of the ship.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. Leonard has a plan.
For those of you that recognize, the dragon spoke and said, ready your spells, Methalrond.
no.
Those of you that
Jeff,
played in Storm
is-
King's Thunder
is
may
that
remember.
That's the white dragon that had the zombie puppet on it.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yes, indeed.
Atarax or something.
She returns.
Atarax,
Arviatress. Arviatress.
Harvey not gonna matter us.
Oh, Leonard has a plan. Don't worry, guys.
Leonard has a plan.
I like to think too that after we hear that voice booming, we just very faintly in the background hear the sailor from the sailor.
You hear
from
the Wilhelm
mast of
scream.
Dragon ahoy!
yeah. From the distance above the mast, you hear, "There's a dragon!"
Yeah, we know.
I think as it landed, you heard the Wilhelm scream of the one sailor that was left on the deck of the boat. Ah! I smell warm flesh and hear the panic of beating hearts. We'll find out what happens next week on Icewind Rime of the Frostmaiden. I hope you guys had a good time.
It's a lot of fun.
Definitely.
We'll see you guys next week to figure out what happens as you're on a boat to talk to a whale because Cadillac rolled real bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Night.
Later.